Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome. I'm Tony at Shining Hawk Healing, and I have Johnny at Taylor's Apprentice. Hello. Welcome. And Adrian at Shining Hawk Healing, and I have Johnny.
I muted. Did you mute?
Welcome, Adrian. Shining Hawk Healing.
That might be yours.
Johnny, mine.
I thought he took the speakers off.
I did. I thought I did.
That might be yours.
Johnny. Okay, hold on.
It's muted now.
I'm been muted.
Okay, can you hear me now?
That's it. We got it.
Yes! Hello, everyone. Welcome to Shining Hawk Healing. I have Johnny from Taylor's Apprentice and Adrian from Lentil Healing. Sorry for the technical difficulty in the beginning. But yes, welcome. And if you are coming in and in a replay, please leave a message or a comment below. Make sure that that I know that you're here. Welcome, Johnny. Welcome, Adrian. Thank you guys so much for being here. Wow, this is my maiden voyage, and I am so happy to have all of you here with us. And we're going to go in and just have a great time tonight talking about, as we open up, let's talk about what's going on at the DOJ. They're trying to dismiss a lawsuit against Mr. Barr. So I know I don't really do political stuff on this channel, but oh my gosh, I was fit to be tied earlier. When I heard about that, I was like, what? That's crazy. So do you guys want to read on what's going on with the DOJ and this lawsuit?
Let's see.
Let me see.
Let's do that to see what's happening. We're getting right to it. Getting right to it. Wow. We have 15 people in the room. Yay!
Yay!
Wow. This is so exciting, you guys. Thanks so much for being here. I really appreciate it.
What a fantastic way to spend Saturday evening.
So happy for your first live stream.
I am too.
Me too. DOJ. Oh, jeez.
Oh, good old devil. Well done. It's nice to see you.
Of course. If the devil doesn't show up, we are in trouble.
I mean, we're only talking about his best friends, I guess. Call the devil by name. Be prepared to entertain now.
That's right. You call the name.
My cards are already very interesting.
What is that saying? You speak of the devil and he shall arrive. So
call him by name.
I was about to say, it's Little Nas X says, "Call me by my name."
So whenever you guys are ready, you can. Whoever wants to go first, go ahead. I'm just gonna pull one more card here.
So here's what I'm getting. I did a Kipper reading, and I'm like, very interesting. So what we have is programmed to Bill Barr as the main male. It's gonna be very interesting. So here we've got the main male. There is a message of concern off to his right. So there's this is everything that's going on right now, right? Here's the part where it starts to get kind of like, I want to roll my eyes and kind of punch at the air at the same time. You guys help me figure it out. There's somebody with wealth, a wealthy man who's bringing a gift that is going to help with the concern. And the concern card falls directly underneath the message of concern, which is telling me that this gift that this wealthy man is bringing directly solves the issue of concern. Okay. So whoever this wealthy man is, I don't know if it's Donald well, he's not really wealthy. Could be an oligarch. Could be somebody coming in with a gift that's going to alleviate, help address this message of concern, right? Okay. It's also somebody who is an official person, because the official person is flanking the wealthy man. So if that doesn't start off on some frackle-knackle BS, I don't know what does, right? So then what's going to happen is they're going to steal. There's a theft, and the theft card doesn't necessarily mean I'm stealing something. It could just mean some trickery, deceit. It's kind of like the Seven of Swords. So some BS is about to happen that's going to set a new pathway, which is going to, but it's going to be not challenging. It's just going to take a minute. Like it's going to, there's some manipulation that's going to happen. And it's going to be cause some toil and labor. So basically Barr there's so much dirty and sneakiness that whatever this gift that it's going to take to clean it up is going to take a minute. This isn't just like, okay, we hide this document. Okay, we put this money over here. It's going to take a lot of work. However, the outcome is going to take a minute. Distant horizons, there is going to be great fortune. So he may even possibly get away with it, or it may be covered up. And there's a woman here too who's going to kind of be the mouthpiece of or she's going to have a hand because she was directly underneath the toil and labor. So there's a woman who's going to do a lot of work to help kind of clean, hide, do whatever.
Jeez. Oh my gosh.
So I get kind of, they don't have a whole lot of a choice. It starts with the Knight of Pentacle, and it is crossed by the Devil. Whatever it was they were working on, there is a bit of a foul play thing going on, or there's a bit of some information here with the Ace of Swords that was possibly corrupted. I get the Ten of Pentacles and the Five of Cups. So there is some sort of regret and loss. Not all is lost, but the main attraction is. And whatever it is here with the DOJ that was going after Barr in the first place, I think there may be some corruption within that information. Now, that does not mean that they cannot come back and get something else, because I have 3 5s. They're all conflict cards. So I got the Five of Wands, it ends in the Five of Pentacles, which means that, like Adrian said, there may be some sort of getting away, at least in the moment. The World card is here, which means once one cycle is complete, always another one begins. We don't know what that cycle looks like yet, but I don't think they had a whole lot of a choice, because I think there was some corrupt information that played in his favor.
Yeah, I see that too. I see what they had in mind. They were really, I'm sorry, this light is in the way. They were really the lawsuit was legitimate. They really wanted to go after all of the relationships that were happening in the DOJ and between Barr and whoever else was involved in that whole, clearing the people out of the square thing. And then from the West, we're looking at there's a question of truth that's and I think that plays into however the information was put together. There's a question of truth in it. And so I got they were trying to move forward with it, but there's the dark money card. There's some money that is involved in making this thing go away. So they've decided that they have to sacrifice this one in order to I don't know, go for more. I don't know.
Let the little fish go, get the big fish later.
Yeah, get the big fish later. So that's sad, and then that's
explains a lot.
Yeah,
it does.
That's just horrible. So and that just plays into where we are, where we're so disconnected. Everybody's so disconnected, and truth doesn't really mean that much anymore. So the next question I had for you guys was, will the United States remain united?
I'm gonna go Oracle on this one.
That's probably, a loaded question, but because we're not united now.
I was
If I go
have they ever been?
deeply spiritual, I will say yes, because the world is better than is portrayed in the media. That people from different walks of life and different backgrounds and different ethnicities and different social economic can conversate and get along and not scratch each other's faces off. And
Yeah.
it's only when we come down to this politics that we always want to riot or march or whatever the case may be. Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Well, yeah. Okay. Well,
Oh, jeez.
well,
Oh, jeez.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm not going to pull anymore. All right, got my answer. Sit back and just wait to see what y'all get.
For the situation, I got sunset, which means an end to the situation is approaching.
Mhm.
Closure and completion. Affecting the situation from the base or its foundation is sunrise, which means that it is going to also have the energy to awaken again. Now, the reason this sunset is where we start, and this is what's now going to boost us. Sunset is saying we were united and now we're sort of going back to our corners. And I always give the analogy of we're it's like the American public is in a neighborhood. We all are on the same street, but we're all in our different houses. So we got our own little agendas, but when we come out into the street, then we can sort of march in the same direction. So it takes a while for us to realize that, yes, we're united, but we need to make an effort to stay that way. So the sunrise, now what's affecting us from the top is emotions, Poseidon. So this is the thing, our feelings is the thing that gets in the way, because we approach politics from feelings, not necessarily always facts. I feel you're a horrible person, so therefore this. Or I feel like I should be able to not have to coexist with these people, so therefore this. What's going positive? Heat wave, follow your passion. So when we are out on the streets and we are all in the same direction, we're doing good. What's going negative is eye of the storm. Sometimes our foresight is off. We can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. We're very reactive. And so instead of coexisting, we want to react. And then reacting goes back into feelings. Feelings messes things up, and then we are shattered once again. But yes, we will unite because humans are creatures of habit. So I think it'll be something horrible that might make us unite, like a Trump Jr. or something. But we'll get there. Yes, we'll be united.
What? For president?
Maybe like for pinata. Then yes. You get a bat, I'll get a bat, and we'll swing.
So I came up with the change card as well. There's something ending, and I got this one because this is where we are. This is how we're feeling. We've been working hard, but I don't know. This, the balance card here is saying that we can do it. We can stay united, but will we? If we can get into our use our psychic abilities and make some really specific decisions about what kind of country we want to be, then divine consciousness will take over, and we'll hopefully stay united. Hopefully, but that's a lot to ask right now because we're so divided. I don't know.
I get, it's very telling what I get. It starts off with the Ace of Pentacles. Aces are usually one of my S cards. However, this is where I was just like, ooh, okay. It's crossed by strength. That is our freaking challenge, is strength. Being strong. The actual question, can we stay united, is the challenge, is the strength. Can we stay strong? At the base of this, finance, 10 of Pentacles, how I'm seeing this as there will always be a financial vested interest in swaying things.
Yeah, I got that too, actually. I just didn't understand what it meant.
And also, too, the United States cannot crumble because there's too much financial interest vested in it. So the thing that we hate the most, which is the money's always in politics, is the thing that's going to keep the United States going, because there has to be money. Because if this falls, we may not always be number one, but if we go slide down to anything lower than 3 or 4, we're screwed. And there's too much money behind to make sure that never happens. So it's a double-edged sword. Because in the recent past, you've got the King of Pentacles. Okay. So we've got this money. Here's what's very interesting, though. So let's take a deep breath on this. If we're like, oh my God, this is money driven, we're screwed, it's always going to be dark money. Don't worry, because at the crown of this is justice. There will be an oversight. There will be people fighting to make sure that the financial interest doesn't get too corrupted. So take a deep breath. And at the end of it,
Tony's card, that balance.
Yep.
We'll find it.
We'll find it. And the world is the outcome.
But just like Laura Gurr said, that why can't we come together without disasters?
Because that's the only time we put our anger and our and all that stuff.
Let's stop for a second, though. Think about how many times you've gone to a funeral and somebody says, we really need to get together more, other than something sad. How come is it not until the next funeral that finally somebody gets together? We can actually be the change, right? Yeah. So let's not wait till there's a disaster. People don't realize how much impact they have in their local community. Start there and see how that tentacle spreads out.
Especially when you know the problem and the solution. If you think the solution to the problem of us not being united is to come together for something other than a disaster, then do that.
And do it.
Get some easels and sit them in the park and let's all go out and paint.
True. This is such a true story. And this is when somebody says, oh, it's so difficult to get involved in politics. I just roll my eyes and I give them the middle finger. But I want to say me. 2008, 2009, I can't remember the year exactly. I know I lived in Georgia, and I was really irritated with the fact that you cannot buy liquor on Sundays. And I thought it was stupid. And I was like, you're going against my constitutional right to get messed up on a Sunday. What if I want to tipple a little bit in church? That's not fair that I can't go to the liquor store before church and put something in my little holy water cup and just, amen, pastor. That's not fair, right? All I did was go to my county, and I found other people who were like, yes, we want to get liquor laws changed. We coalesced. We found out other counties wanted to do it. We coalesced. 3 years later, it was on the ballot in Georgia. And yes, thanks to this asshole here who wants to get liquored up on a Sunday, you can get liquor on a Sunday in the state. It is not hard.
Good for you.
Now, yes, it wasn't just me. It was a state of people, but I didn't realize how easy it was
to unite
and to go. And there were other people who wanted the same thing. So please stop thinking look how big of an impact that made.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just
all
saying.
You have to do is do it. Do it if you have it. Mm-hmm. So speaking of, getting together, and so my question is will the right to vote, will that remain in the Constitution, or do you think that we might possibly lose that right we are losing it in a way.
Will they pervert it so much to where it's not what it used to be?
Right. Will it
then just take away the 14th Amendment altogether?
Yeah.
Is that the question you want to ask?
Yeah. Yeah. Will they take the 14th Amendment away? Can they do that? They can do that, right?
You can ratify a constitution. It just takes a lot to ratify it. But
I mean, if nobody stands up and fights back, then they can do anything.
Yeah.
I know we thought that after the election that things were going to get so much better.
They have a little bit, because I mean, I don't wake up and like, oh my God, what has he done today?
I don't wake up and I'm like, did we get exploded yet?
Yes.
Especially living in DC, crying out loud.
Oh Lord,
Oh
Jesus.
my
I'm
God.
like, did we get exploded? Oh, the buildings are still here. I can still. Monument. Okay, we're good. We're good. Oh, this ain't starting off good. God, whoa, really? Jesus. Well.
Oh God.
Okay. Well. Oh,
Oh,
I get a
gosh.
yes, it'll still be there.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Some things like this are hard to kill. Not that they're not going to try, but I get the star, it's my first card. So there's your hope for the future right there. It's crossed by the 6 of swords, which means yes, it'll go into the future. It will be attacked. It will be rocky. It will be all that good stuff, because if I can't win legitimately, then I need to take away your right to say something about it.
Absolutely.
And so that's going to be there. But the 6 of Pentacles and the King of Wands, this is voting for leaders. Now, this here is where it falls upon us. Never mind your voting rights. All the other ones too. If you don't vote for the right people, all they're going to do is scheme on how to take everything else away too. They'll start with the voting rights. And then all of the people who think, oh, Obama was taking away my guns, they'll take away that too. That way you too cannot fight us back either. So if they come for us and take away our voting rights, there is nothing to stop them from coming for you too.
Yeah.
So it's all in the leadership, but it'll still be there.
Yeah, I have it. Yeah, I have it that it'll still be there. We'll be able to find it. It'll be there, at least in name only. It won't be stripped from the Constitution. I don't think.
You got the Lovers. What's interesting is I start with the Wheel of Fortune inevitability. So I was like, yeah, it'll still be here some way, shape, or form, but it's always going to be challenged, because the Lovers is what's challenging it. These people, like Johnie said, if I can't win fair and square, I'm just going to go ahead and we got to, like Johnie said, we got to watch these people. Watch who you vote for.
Yeah.
Watch these people. In the immediate future is strength, though, so there will be something. Here's what's very interesting, too. Let me go back. At the base of this is the 5 of Swords, so there is some conflict, but there's judgment at the crown. So we're going to fight. We'll fight through it. There's always going to be conflict. Remember, there was conflict when the 14th Amendment was introduced. Okay, they had to keep adding to it, ratifying it. Remember, they didn't want, because think it was 21st that even lets women vote. Come on, it's a process. It's a freaking process. But just remember, when there's conflict, you also have judgment. You also have people fighting. Okay?
Yeah.
And then what I get for the outcome is the 4 of Swords. I think it's just going to sit back and just sit and stay, because the 4 of Pentacles is the hopes and fears. So holding on to it and then having to take.
Yeah.
It's almost like the devil fought so hard and they can't win, because I actually pulled some clarifiers for the 4 of Swords. And why is that? And it's because the devil has to retreat.
Ooh.
They're going to fight. They're just going to end up, because why? This would be Princess is the Page of Pentacles. So there's something that comes in that has to make them take the L for a minute.
Because they can't ever justify it. The only thing they can say is voter fraud,
and it continues to be proven wrong. So
they will challenge it. Challenge. That's going to be fighting about it. And I also got the Page of Pentacles in the sky, and the hopes and fears is them juggling, trying to, let's make it work, let's not make it work, make it work, but not make it work. No, yes, and it's all that this dark money is I sometimes don't feel like this is a dark money card, but in this instance it is. It's all the money that's behind it. And then because we love it so much. We love the Constitution as the United States, and we have this connection to it. We're so connected to it because it's been there for so long. So the decisions that people want to make about changing it or leaving it or making it better, that's the decision that they're going to make. And I think that the outcome is just to leave it. But there are so many states that are changing the laws. I don't know how strong it's going to be. You know, is it going to be strong enough to, to protect our vote?
I have this sneaking suspicion. They're going to ratify this to make themselves win so hard that it's actually going to backfire on them. And they're going to have to reverse everything. I just see it. I'm like, you're making it so difficult that you'll see very quickly that the same thing that you did to win is the same thing that's going to cause you to lose. Because that's karma.
Yeah. Yeah. I just don't, it seems so
like
counterproductive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. All right. Next question. Will the Supreme Court exist in the future? Into the future. Because I don't know. Do we really need them now? What are they doing? What are they doing for us? Do they really have our backs? Who knows? I don't know. The Supreme Court exists into the future.
My thing. So as much as we hate the Supreme Court, I can think of some specific cases that I will be thankful to the Supreme Court for. I'm just going to name a couple. Brown versus the Board of Education. Also going to think of Roe versus Wade. I'm also going to think of, I can't think of the court case, but there was a Black pilot who wanted to get hired by Continental. They told him no because he's Black, went to the Supreme Court, and guess what? They had to desegregate, and now there's Black pilots. There's a couple others that I'm like, as much as the Supreme Court chaps my inner flap, I have to go back and think of some cases or even some dissents that were written that kind of helped change some things. So I don't necessarily want to taint all of the entire institution because of Be Thanky and Handmaid's Tale.
I get yes with the sun. It'll still be there. Your problem comes in. Who is there? The Five of Cups. What you need. Now, mind you, I'm not even trying to blanket and whitewash all of the justices that are conservative, because the law should still be the law, no matter what your political affiliation. So some of them with the Chariot are playing it by the book. And some of them with the Page of Swords are not. Now, in particular Chariot card, which is very, very interesting, one dog is in the little wheelie dealy thing, and the other one is in on his own. And this is the Supreme Court. They are not even. They are not evenly matched. They are not. They're not even. And so
some people have been kneecapped.
The Supreme Court should all be a sort of a not governing body, but a body that moves forward together. And that's not what's going to happen. Some of them are a little more able than others. And so it's going to always be a bit of a crapshoot with them, but they'll still be there.
Yeah, they'll still be there. I'm going to just echo what Johnie said, because I can't make sense of these daggum cards. So I'm just going to co-sign.
So I got the judgment card in this is what's happening now. This is how we see the court. And then the final card that I got was the Hierophant. So that says, yes, the court will still be there. But like Johnie said, who will be on the court? It's confusion as to which way the court's going to actually go. Are they going to go the way of, of money, corporate America, or are they going to go the way of the people? We don't know, because there's the Wheel of Fortune. We have no way of knowing. So I don't know. It's crazy.
Something is going to happen pretty quickly, which will cause some burden and some slow movement. I don't know what that is, but it's within the Supreme Court. That's why I can't make sense of my cards. But something is going to happen. I just don't know if what happens is quick or if what happens takes a while to happen and then it's like quick. So like 10 years from now and then something very quickly happens. But there is going to be a change. I just can't make sense of these freaking cards. And I've pulled like the entire deck and I still can't make sense.
Yeah, this is crazy. Okay. So I don't know if you guys know the story of this woman who's selling these yellow, I think they're yellow, Star of David patches in her store so that people can wear them in defiance of the mask mandates that people have put up. So I'm wondering, how does that work? The mask versus the Star of David is I just don't understand. Is that anti-Semitic? Isn't that appropriation or what the heck is that? What is this about?
Stupid.
We don't even have to read on it. It's just stupid. So
I want to read on.
I want to read on it because I want to see how this is gonna get her coming to her.
Like what is in here that's going wrong in
here?
Like my thing, period, is why the pushback on the mask thing?
I don't get it.
You have to wear clothes. Why can't you just wear this?
You have to wear a seatbelt.
You have to wear. I mean,
you have to wear a seatbelt. You have to wear shoes to go into stores. So are people, kicking off their shoes and going into a store going, I have the right to remain barefoot if I want.
You have to show a passport to leave the country. Does that mean you should be wearing drawers to protect yourself and others from your crotch crickets? But yet, I'm sorry. This is what happens when I sleep all day. I'm sorry.
What? Oh my God.
You got crotch cricket patches too? Oh Jesus, I can't do it.
Oh. I'm so sorry. Tony, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
I'm really sorry.
Crotch crickets.
I'm sorry. It just irritates me.
Oh my gosh.
It makes me so, this is why I'm like, you've never truly been inconvenienced or oppressed if wearing a mask if that is so egregious to you.
Say it.
I don't understand it. I don't get it. You've clearly never had something impact your life to where wearing a cloth over your face to protect you and protect others is an infringement. I don't get it. I don't get it. So yes, to keep myself sane, to keep my blood pressure low, I have to make crotch cricket jokes about it because I will lose it. And I'm sorry for calling them the crotch crickets on your channel. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I will understand if I am never invited back. I really
That's why you're getting invited back.
I don't get it. Not to mention, I have family friends who are Holocaust survivors. I have so many Jewish friends that I love, or like family to me. So this is just, I need to see how this heifer's gonna get hers. I'm sorry.
What?
This probably is not even in the reading. This is probably just for us. It says
breathe.
So here's what I think. Okay. Collect yourself. Okay. So it starts with the Wheel of Fortune and the Emperor. So she is trying to command something here in this time of turbulence.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes when people just with this mask business, when they feel out of control, they do out of control things. And so when they feel as though somebody is trying to seize power over them. Now, mind you, that is not what this is. I said feel. When they feel as though someone is trying to seize power over them, they make very bad judgments. Here with the judgment card. These 7 of Wands, they feel defensive. They feel like, oh, you're trying to come get me. I need to protect my rights. Your rights to do what exactly?
Mm-hmm.
You have to wear clothing. Why can't you just wear the mask? It is not going to kill you if you wear the mask. I understand if you have a breathing problem and you're at work and you got to wear it all day. Okay, they compromise. Get the face shield.
Yeah.
There are steps to take without jumping completely off the cliff and say, just wear a Star of David on your skin as a patch and then you'll be divinely protected. If God is going to help you not get COVID, then you shouldn't get sick with anything for the rest of your whole life.
No.
That means everything in your life should go exactly the way you want to, because that's what God does. When that's not what God does. You're not a puppet, and he ain't got the puppet strings. You get to do whatever you want, including not wear a mask. If you get sick, that's on you. I got come to the edge and conflict. This is like the Fool card, and then chaos and conflict. So you jumped the shark. So what you need to do, put the patch down, put your mask on. We all have to be in this together. Who really wants to wear a mask over their face? Probably nobody.
I do. I like it.
Just wear the even if you're vaxxed, I still wear mine because I don't. It's at this point I don't really care anymore. I don't even notice. It's just like boom, put it on, do what you need to do, boom, take it off, go home.
Yeah,
it's not even a thing anymore. So she feels out of control, and I guess David is supposed to help. David, who never fought coronavirus, slingshot that.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
On the bottom.
Yeah, she's emotional. She's leading with her emotions, and she's expressing her personal power, and then she just wants everybody to have no restrictions at all, and that's her, that's her right to feel that way. But there's this the sheriff who was an anti-vaxxer. He was an anti-vaxxer, and he just died of COVID-19. And so the cause of death by the sheriff's department has been registered as in the line of duty.
Okay.
So
stop. No, seriously, stop. Okay. Was he working and caught COVID?
I don't know. I mean, maybe.
Okay. So
here's another thing too. There is, depends on where this is. There is a sheriff in Florida, Manatee County. I forget where. He told his officers, if you come into my office, you cannot have a mask on. So he told his officers to not wear a mask. When they go out, it is not part of their uniform regulation, blah, 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 blah thing. So you can, and mind you, sheriffs are elected officials, but he said you cannot wear a mask as part of your uniform. Cannot, not should not, cannot. It was an order.
I have to go back to the line of duty. When an officer, a fire, an EMT, law enforcement, or fire, their death is classified in the line of duty. That is very specific. That means you died while not just in uniform, while doing something. Because the reason why that's hard, it's a specific classification, because that means at that point forward, your family still gets your pension and all of your benefits. That means for the rest of your family's life, whatever jurisdiction will continue to pay your family. There have been officers who had logged off, found, I will never forget, there was an officer, he was off coming home from work, went to help someone, got killed, and they would not classify his death in the line of duty. Therefore, his family could not get his benefits. That's why I have a problem with them classifying that man's death in the line of duty.
Mhm.
That's political. And that spits in the face of every other officer. There are officers who were killed actually doing their job, but their death was not classified in the line of duty.
Mm. Was that officer a person of color?
No, he was not.
Oh, okay. Because this guy is not a person of color either. So So
Go ahead.
My reading basically said just some highlights. At the base of this is the Hierophant, and at the top, at the crown, is the Hermit. And then I also have no, that's not what I want. She's gonna have to walk away from this. She's gonna have to walk away from this. What she needs in her life: peace. She needs love, and she needs some cat snatching talent. This is not the hill she needs to die on. I didn't pull. Hey, the spirit pulled the card, not me. That was spirit being petty. Johnny, what were you gonna say?
No, nothing. Just belaboring the point. Just we move on.
Will the next question is, will the U.S. reach herd immunity?
That's a good one.
I know California is at like 50% vaccinated, but I don't know where we are as far as the entire country.
38%, I believe. 39 or 39%. I just checked when I came back from traveling. We're still not anywhere near. We're not close to 50 yet.
Maybe we should ask how many anti-vaxxers are there? Because Jesus Christ.
Lots.
Come on.
I know people who aren't even anti-vaxxers who are just still like, I don't know if I want to get the vaccine, and they work in public.
Herd immunity, I would not call it herd immunity, but we will, mind you, let me say this is controversial, close your ears, we can't handle. COVID numbers are exaggerated. Yes, you know somebody who's died from COVID. We all do, all that. Okay, fine. Hundreds and hundreds of people have died, yes. But this 7,000 people a day, that's exaggerated. Now, everybody doesn't have it. It's not technically everywhere. It's in every state, yes. But every single neighborhood doesn't have a COVID patient in it. So we will reach a majority of people who do not have it and are either vaccinated or have some sort of, because you can't really have a strong immune system to it, because I don't really care what your immune system is. SARS is SARS. But we will have a greater number who do not have it than we do that does have it. I got the gate and the stars. This is blocked. This is your long journey reaps rewards type things. I got the 6 swords, the King of Pentacles, so slow and methodical, and then the Knight of Swords. So we will get into a time where we are in a good space. We have to get through the stormy sea first. And yes, we will still carry baggage because this is a evolving thing. SARS or COVID-19 is not new. And it is going to continue going in the future. It's like the flu, and what I'm saying is like the flu, as in it's been around, and it's going to keep coming back. It's going to have seasons, blah blah blah. So we're going to have to evolve with it. The vaccine, you may need a booster shot, as they've been saying. So there are things that are going to happen in the future. Do not be afraid of this. People die from the flu too. Just take your precautions as you're supposed to do, and listen to your doctor. Do not go to internet psychics trying to get your medical advice. Go to your doctor, take your hip down there and say, do I need a shot? Do I need a pill? Do I need a kick in the teeth? Whatever it is, give me that.
Don't
not saying Dr. such and such. My psychic said, no.
Stop listening to your Uncle Ricky, who barely passed the 8th grade. He's on Facebook talking about the government will not tell me what to do. The government's not telling me what to do, boo-boo. The government is highly recommending so you don't suffocate to death.
Okay.
Have you watched anyone suffocate? I have, and it really fucking sucks. Oh, I cussed. I'm so sorry. It really sucks. It's horrific.
Because you can't do nothing about it.
And there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do about it. Johnny, I got the same thing. We're going to be kind of in limbo for a little while. In the immediate future, we're still going to hear more people talking about, no, I'm not going to, and the Star of David Cretan. But it's going, we will have, we do want new action. People are tired. They want to move. They're sick of this. Even the people who hate wearing masks, they're over it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's over it. So, and Wheel of Fortune is in the hopes and fears, and then the outcome is the Six of Swords. So we will move forward at some point, shape, or form. Like Johnny said, COVID-19 just means this is the 19th iteration of SARS.
Yeah.
What? In a couple years, we'll have COVID-20, COVID-21, and COVID-22.
Yeah, I got communication. It's going to be, the whole thing is about how we're talking about it, how people are reacting to the news and what's going on, and people who are anti-vaxxers, or what the fake news media is talking about, and it brings up our self-esteem and who we are and how we see ourselves and all of that. I want to get that out of the light, but we'll be creative in trying to keep it at bay, because we can do it. I don't like wearing masks, but I haven't had a cold in such a long time. I don't even want to have a cold. So sometimes I'm probably going to wear my mask if I have to be in a place with a lot of people. That's what's going to happen from me, because you have to use your intuition about how safe you are in this place or that place. So
I hate the mask. I mean, I go everywhere I go, I sound like Darth Vader. So it's like, but it's like, and then when I take
your
it
glasses
off,
all fogged up.
And then I look like I just stuck my mouth in a swimming pool. It's like nasty. I don't like it, but if that's what I got to do, then that's what I got to do. It's not even a big deal. Put the crap on, go do what you need to do, and go. What's the point?
I'm sitting here thinking of all the excuses that I'm going to have to keep wearing my mask. Like, as an empath, I don't like breathing in other people's energy. I'm swearing to God, I don't. And so I would already subconsciously, I didn't even realize I did this until I was in my mid-20s. I would hold my breath when I walked past certain people because I just didn't want to and so now I'm like, and I'm just thinking about this last year and a half. I'm like, I haven't had to hold my breath walking past people. Oh my God. So I'm thinking of all of the excuses. I'm going to just start telling people, no, I'm not vaccinated. I do have autoimmune disease, so that's not a lie. I think I'm just gonna start blaming everything on my autoimmune disease. And no,
I don't even notice it anymore. I keep masks, 15 of them in my back pocket, and just wherever I need to go, just put them
I know.
on.
Oh, I have a cold. Sorry, I have a cold. Sorry.
I'm gonna wear it probably forever. So I mean, it doesn't even bother me anymore.
I was telling my stylist the other day, I was like, do you know how long it's been since I had to worry about having a booger in public?
Cover your mouth and your nose.
I'm not. Now, what it has done that I'm not super impressed with, and it has brought to my attention some wafering halitosis issues. I am working to address with my dentist. Has my breath always smelled like this?
Is it me or what's happening? Please tell me.
Think about this, y'all. When was the last time you had to go before you talk to someone?
Or pull your chin hairs, or pluck your chin hairs, or this, or this, or that.
I had a full beard for a week and didn't even care. Oh, the mask. And once it started growing down, and I was like, okay, I think I may need to address this. But
Oh gosh. Yeah.
Or
It's
Chris says, or food stuck in your teeth. Exactly.
yes.
Yep.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah. Yeah. I would say me minding my own business, but
Mhm.
I'm really short. Somebody could stomp on me.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on. Let's see what else we have. So Amazon bought MGM.
oh wow.
MGM owns The Apprentice.
I didn't know this.
Will we find out just what those outtakes contain? Will we or won't we? I mean, and this is a double question. First, will we find out? Will we see the outtakes from The Apprentice? And number two, is Amazon the umbrella corporation?
Mm. Or is there somebody else?
They own everything now. I mean, Jeff Bezos, he doesn't he own the moon now? He must own the moon now.
He's about to step down pretty soon here too.
I thought Elon Musk owned the moon.
Oh, okay.
Elon
So
Musk has now become the richest man in the world.
Yes.
really?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know
He's
that.
past Jeff Bezos now.
Did y'all watch the
Wow.
cringe-worthy Elon Musk on Saturday Night Live?
No, I
No.
can't with
It
him.
was a little. It was horrific, but I was forced to watch it this weekend. Sorry, friend, if she's in the chat who made me watch it. It was cringy, but not as cringy as I thought it was going to be. Like I was hoping they weren't going to make the whole thing about his Asperger's syndrome. He only mentioned it once and then moved on. So I was like, okay, that's good.
Why did you mention it at all?
Yeah. Why do we care?
The way he did it, it was more of bringing attention to autism to.
Okay, he was raising awareness than just.
Yeah, and he brought his mom on, and his mom talked about what it was like having him, and how do you deal with a gifted child and a child that's special needs. So it because I was like, oh, how's this gonna go? Because I'm really protective. My cousin has Asperger's, and I was like, oh, okay, I don't have to punch anybody. Okay.
Mhm.
But weren't they like millionaires? Didn't he grow up a millionaire? So I don't know how much his mother had to really handle. Just saying, sorry.
I mean, it's a little easier when you have resources.
Yes, it
We
is.
have that in our family, but we didn't have gajillions of dollars. So
Mhm.
I'm just saying.
Tony, what was the question?
The question was, will they release? Will Jeff Bezos release the Apprentice tapes that contain the outtakes from?
I didn't pull Terrence. I pulled Oracles.
Okay.
And the Oracle is saying that there might be a bit of a jab and a stick, and then a stick and a twist, because he might throw them away, and he might get some sort of high on destroying them. I get surrendered the unexpected. So surrender your tapes, expect the unexpected, and then the void, because then they're gone and destroyed forever. As far as Amazon goes, I get peace and happy. So there is some. That's not a word, but I'm going to use it. Disattachment, because I don't want to say unattachment. It's a disattachment, and then happy, which means that they are content. If I was to go umbrella, I would say it would probably be Apple, but
Oh,
Because I'm getting it's Amazon. It's Amazon and somebody else. That they're hidden. They're not.
Google.
They're not public. They're letting Amazon be the public with this, but it's a very good partnership. Whoever it is, they see eye to eye. Will the tapes come out?
No, they're not.
No, I got the opposite of what Johnny got. For top of the Three Pentacles, the cross is the Mr. Celebrity himself with the Six of Wands. So that's the challenge. It's going to ruffle this man's diapers so deeply, and I'm here for it. This was a long time coming, though. In the recent past is the Chariot, and he did everything. He almost is like he tried to. What's the guy? Not Mark. What's his name?
Mark Burnett.
Mark Burnett. It's like they were trying to stall and have this forever, but it didn't happen, right? There's some burden in the crown, and there is some deceit, some trickery. So absolutely, I think they're going to leak enough or do enough because the outcome is the devil.
Make them look foolish.
Yes.
Yep. So sorry to contradict Johnny, but that's just what I'm getting.
Yeah. I don't really understand the cards that I got for this. It's just like I'm just pulling to see what else I can get. 'Cause I got love. What is that all about? Because there's in the, well, maybe he's just sort of, I don't know what all this heart stuff is. Compassion. I got 2 heart chakra cards. And then I got the abundance or balance card and the expression card. So we know what that is. That's something coming out. Something coming out.
Maybe if you go into a Bezos or a top echelon mentality, maybe they are in love with the fact that they got this information, this catalog,
and they got all of it. They got all of
it's
it.
A power move. That's why I'm thinking the devil's the outcome.
Yeah.
And that this is a compassion card. So maybe it's that he's been moved by the fact that he's been picked on by a certain person who we won't even name. And then the outcome is the tree of life. So with the, look how full that tree is. It must be a lot of stuff, and it's old, and it's all sort of entwined in all those tapes and everything. What's on the floor, on the ground? Oh, and the moths are there. Hopefully the moths aren't eating away at the tapes, so we'll get to see some of them anyway. Oh my God!
I'm petty. If I was in his position, I'd do it. Absolutely.
Totally.
I would take it a step further. This is the kind of messy hoe I am. I would just remind him every day that I had enough money to buy it.
Yes. I'd have been doing that the whole time he was president. I'd have put my net worth against his.
Every transaction day.
And put it in every Washington Post that he said he didn't read.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to bet there's a lawsuit to keep him from exposing those things?
Let's look.
Too bad, but
I hope so. So let's get away from that physical stuff and go into more of a spiritual place. And so what dimension are we living in right now? Because some people say 3, and I've heard somebody say we're moving into the 4th dimension.
Not how I
know.
Understand dimensions. I don't think. I think we're in.
I don't know how to ask that.
3. Yeah. Okay. I may have to set this one out.
So, are we moving into a higher dimension? Like, if we're in the 3rd, are we moving into the 4th dimension, or is there only the 3rd dimension, and we're just?
No, there's 13 dimensions total. I'm gonna
that we know of.
That we know of.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got the answer.
Okay.
You do? What is it? I'd be interested to know. Oh. 10. 15, 16.
So I think the thing that here you are in your 3rd, because what is it? It's 1, then 2, then 3, and then 4, something like, I forget the example. But think of this differently. You may be living in one dimension, but where does your spirituality, mentality, spirit, and soul go?
Exactly.
And that is the star and the death. There is a gigantic change in where you can travel mentally. You don't know where that is because you've never physically walked into it. Wherever it is that even your guides are currently standing, you've never been there. at least not in this form. And so there are different names for places other than just dimension. I think we may just need to retrain our mentality on existence. What's in this dimension, there's this, in this dimension, there's that, and that. So it's like, where does your spirit and your soul go? That's a whole different conversation. But physically, you're in the dimension you're in.
Mm-hmm.
Your spirit, your soul, your mentality, your all that good stuff goes in a whole different place.
Yeah, this is I got this spiral card that we spiral in and out of different dimensions. That's a hard question.
I got spirit guide and thinker. Think, connect with your spirit guides. You can connect to a higher vibration. Or
I like that word, vibration.
That's good. That's good. So the next question sort of goes into that. Where is heaven? When people talk about heaven, you know, I grew up Pentecostal, and heaven was always someplace in the sky, up there, there's a man sitting on a throne up in the sky, and we're going to go to a gate, and we're going to go through that gate, and we're going to be in heaven.
Be in heaven.
The pearly gates. Does that exist? Where does it exist? As a real place?
Bob Marley says some people think great God will come from the sky, take away everything, and make everybody feel high. But if you know what life is worth, you will look for yours on earth. Where is it?
I think, based upon this, that it's sort of in your mind. And the reason I say that is because you can create a heaven and earth here, or heaven and hell here, based upon your actions and your mentality towards life. And there's another song by India Irie. She said that when she was, wherever she was, the man she was talking to asked her, what is it like in the USA? And all she did was complain. He told her that living here, even though he had nothing, was paradise, because he said paradise is in your mind. I first get divine love, and it says, when you offer everything to the divine with detachment, you begin a love affair with spirit. And then I get spark, which is creativity, and then I get focus, which is mental. And so what happens is, what I'm saying as far as in your mind, you will create your heaven and hell here. You will also, from your mind, have a certain characteristic and behavior here too. If you're a horrible person, then your vibration is low. You're not going to go and walk with the divine. You're going to go and learn what you need to learn to raise your vibration. If you have a high mental vibration, if you have quality thoughts, which improve your way of life, and it gives you quality results, then you will have a higher vibration. In your head is where it's always going to start. And if you have a higher vibration, then you walk in the lights with the divine and all that stuff. But as far as pearly gates and streets of gold, I can't tell you that exist or not exist. I've never seen it. But I can say that your personal heaven is going to start in here, because that's what you're going to take with you when you leave here.
Yeah.
I'm going to co-sign magical map shifter. It's wherever you create it, wherever you want it to be.
Yeah, I got that too. I mean, sort of like that. This is, if you create heaven in your mind, and right here where you are right now, that's the beauty way. If you can find beauty in everything that you see, try to find beauty even in the darkest, places, try to find beauty even in the darkest people, then that's your heaven, because you can't let anybody bring you down, because you're in this place. And that's got to be close enough to heaven that we can get. So,
Did I tell you about when I got thrown out of Buddha school?
You went to beauty school?
Buddha school. Buddha. I'm a Buddha.
Oh, Buddha school.
And I got thrown out of Buddha school because there's this saying that however many past lives, like when you come back, karma, however good you were in a past life, you come back and you're reborn in the most beautiful place. And without even missing a beat, I went, oh, I must have been really good in a past life. And they were like, oh, blasphemous. And I was like, well, I was born in the Sierra Nevada. Like, that's the most beautiful place in the world to me. So I must have been like, and they said I didn't get the meaning of the class and they threw me out.
When you actually did, because that was the
like,
perfect answer. Your vibration was high.
Yeah, I must have been really good because I think it's
it seems like your vibration was higher than theirs.
Probably.
So
you were connected to Earth. You found the place you were in to be beautiful, and all they were trying to do was get something in here to be edified.
I was like, but have you been to the Sierra Nevada? It's absolutely breathtaking. Like, I'm not making this up. I'm not trying to like say I'm better than anybody. I was just like, oh wow, I must have done something really good. I'm not saying in this life. I said in the past life I must have been nice. I'm an asshole in this life. I'm sorry.
I said to myself early on when I was younger that I must have been a queen in another life, a really bad queen. A really bad queen.
I was a thief.
You were?
Why do you say that?
Yeah, I was gonna say why.
I did a reading on it once, well, actually several times, and it always came up. You were a thief, and then when I went into my meditation on it, I could see myself with whoever else it was there, and it was not like a bank robber type. It was paper thief. So I would steal people's money on paper and all these a con artist, and. In this life, in this carnation, that is the one thing I cannot stand is a thief. Mm-hmm. Somebody to take something from me or to try to cheat me or to con, because I will give it to you. You ask me for $1, I will give you. I don't care if you want to go buy crack. Go buy whatever you want to. Yeah. But don't try to con me into something. I scratch my skin off. That drives me insane.
Because you know all the cons.
Like,
don't your other life.
Don't do me that way. I will help you if you ask me, but do not con me. I can't stand it. I was a thief in a past life.
That's really cool, though, Johnny.
Yeah. And I was stabbed in the back too.
I know.
Oh no!
That's why I can't stand to have my back to an open door. That's why that door is always closed. Because somebody literally stabbed me in the back.
Wow.
That's where my birthmark is too. They say your birthmark is where you were killed or something like that. So
what? Because I have a line down the middle of my chest that a former boss once cracked a joke and said I had a chest butt scar. Because it is. It's like a bird. You can't see it.
It's chest butt? Did you say a chest butt?
What? So much. I hated her so much. Yeah, I have a line. So I'm always like, I wonder what that means.
Did you maybe you had like surgery or something, your heart surgery or something? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh gosh. So in that same vein about heaven and all that, so will organized religion continue to shape society, or will it eventually die out?
Oh, stop throwing cards, what you gotta say already. Okay.
Oh, you got me pulling out all my Oracle decks tonight.
I knew this was gonna happen. Okay. Right. I don't want either one of those. Put it back. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna have an answer, but I'm gonna use it anyway. Let's see.
So I grew up going to church every day. We went to church every day, twice on Wednesdays, 3 times on Sundays. We went to the Sunday school, we went to the regular service, and then we'd go back for the evening service. We were in church all the time. All the time.
You grew up Pentecostal, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I have a friend who grew up Pentecostal, and you can't even get her to drive past the church now. She starts.
No.
Wow.
Oh gosh.
These are so wow. Wow. Hold on.
I was a preacher, so I had to be in church if the doors was open. So I was there every day. Every day
Wow.
but Monday. That was our off day.
Wow.
And I'm pretty sure some drapes caught on fire the last time I was in a church. Because somebody forgot they were doing, what do you call when you light the candle? I don't know. And they put it too close to the thing and somebody wasn't paying attention and some drapes caught
Oh
on.
no.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. And then I looked at my sister dead ass and went, and this is why I don't come to church.
Mm.
Do things normally catch on fire when you
Somebody
go
always
in the room?
here's why. Somebody always catches the Holy Ghost and it falls onto me.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not good with that kind of thing. So that usually is what keeps me from.
Okay.
My sister,
All that shouting and
I
screaming
don't
and
know.
jumping.
I couldn't get with the shouting and stuff and the speaking in tongues and I'm not making fun of anybody, but
I
it
am.
wasn't.
That's ridiculous. Stop doing that.
It just wasn't my cup of tea. I'm
That is not
sorry.
holy. They ain't got nothing to do with God. All that jumping up and down, hollering, and then why you got to be 71 years old and doing all that at the same time? And you know you're gonna fall, and then somebody go help Mrs. Such and Such. No, let Mrs. Such and Such help her own self off the floor because she shouldn't be there in the first place. You have got to learn at some point.
So
If you go Holy Ghost shout, then you need some better shoes.
and you know I said somebody typically got the Holy Ghost and fell on me. It was usually my damn mother. Sorry, Mary, but that is why I can't do it. I can't.
I can't tell you what's going on in here, but stop all that because then it becomes about you, and then you're making a scene, and just stop.
Yeah.
I have the same friend who is Pentecostal who refuses to step foot in a church. The rest of her family's still Pentecostal, and they're in Maryland. And true story, there's like, let's just say 30% of the congregation has caught COVID. He claimed the preacher's telling them COVID doesn't exist.
Oh.
Of that 30, over half of them have died. And he's telling them, don't get vaccinated. This isn't real. Jesus is going to protect you. Vote for Donald Trump. And it's when I say 30%, that sounds small. This church only has like maybe 100 people.
Wow.
But they didn't have a Star of David patch. That's why they died.
That's right. That is right. Because if you had that, you would not get it.
But is it going to expand and grow? I got growth and expansion.
Well,
In these are the whack ones that I kept just for the words because they have growth and expansion. These are supposed to be chakra cards, but they're not. However, the tarot says what's going to happen is people's emotions are going to drive them to spirituality other than religion. Because I get the Ace of Swords and then the Ace of Cups. This is spirituality. And so they're going to be more spiritual, which is bad for the church's pocketbook. So they're going to need a different campaign. The devil is here. And the Queen of Wands. Then when we talk about church, the devil got.
I got the devil showed up in mine too. It's like, in the near future.
And it ends in the Two of Swords. So it's more of a. It's not going to really grow. It's still going to have influence. Because why would it not? It controls the right wing of our country, but more people are going to be spiritual than religious.
Yeah, and it's because of the kids. Because of the kids. The kids are turning away from this organized religion. They don't really want any part of it because they see how crazy it is right now. I mean, come on. You know, the commercials for organized religion, they're not really that great right now. Because you're looking at people who are like, I'm not going to wear a mask. I'm not going to do this. God's going to save me. Yes. You know, yeah. So I got the Time Master. There's only a matter of time before it's just going to be spiritual and it's going to happen like lightning. It's just going to strike people that this is not what we signed. The kids are saying this is not what we signed up for when we came to the planet, this stuff. So the kids are going to make a change, and then we're just going to have to follow because we're going to be so old we won't have a choice.
Mhm.
Interesting. I get
Yeah.
a reprogramming that's going to take place.
Oh.
I like that
The first
card.
card I got was reprogramming. It's like, oh, that's interesting. With that, there's going to be some flexibility in thought, flexibility and prescription to indoctrination, because that's what it's going to. The reprogramming is going to be from indoctrination, which they feel is religion. Okay. We got magical map shifter. Again, they're going to create their own community. What we see as church is going to change, and like Johnny and you said, Tony, it's going to be more of a spirit based, not an indoctrination, because that's where you're going to see a lot. I think you're going to see an uptick in shows and specials about cults. Because and how to reprogram after being in a cult, because that's how a lot of people are gonna, like you guys were saying, that waking up and going, wait a minute, I was looking everywhere and anywhere for this redemption for this thing, but I never got it. And I'm out of a lot of money because 10% of my income has gone to this thing, and there's going to be a big reprogramming, and people are going to ask, was I in a cult? And church is going to have to rebrand itself so it's not seen as a cult.
That is amazing that you said that, Adrian, because one of my questions is the future of cults in the U.S. or in the world. I don't know. The future of cults. I don't see them going anywhere personally, but will people still be able to? I don't know. Will people still be able to be used in that way? I mean, will our children wake up to that? Will they be more, I don't know, savvy against this whole cult mentality than maybe our generation? Well, you guys are younger than me, so my generation.
I did 2 different decks and I got no or on the same. They will still be susceptible because they're human. I got Dragon's Lair. That's danger. I got Rock Bottom, and then I got Goblins. Now, I'll explain this one in a minute. We'll come back to that. I got Surrender, the Unexpected, and Extremes. So, the Goblins card is a card that it reminds a person that you are in the worst form of yourself because of something in the past has made you feel unloved, unworthy, unappreciated, whatever. It has made you feel like you are the lowest of the low, and this is the kind of thing that cults look for. Is somebody that is not just easily manipulated, but a person who is in a state of mind that is not their own, or it is not without grief, or it was not without sorrow. It's not without pain. They're searching for an answer, and the cult promises to have one. Next thing you know, you're in the dragon's lair and you can't get out, or you don't realize that you're in there. Because to you, it looks like this is where my answer is. Because I have felt unworthy my whole life, and then somebody said they liked me, appreciated me, or loved me, and next thing you know, I'm in their group, and I'm following their doctorate or doctrine, and whatever the case may be. Yes, it's extremes, but you don't see that. Everybody on the outside does. So yeah, it'll still exist because, human beings still exist.
I was reading a psychologist said that a lot of people who join cults are not necessarily poor people. It's people with graduate with degrees, people who have money, people who are smart, people who you would look at and say that person would never join a cult, but
they're our neighbors. Yeah. I challenge because I saw some comments, and I would just want to agree with you what you said, Tony. Don't ever think somebody who joins a cult is weak-minded.
No.
Don't ever think somebody who joins a cult is stupid or they needed something at that time. It is usually somebody that you trust, like a friend, a brother, a sister, who will get you into a cult and you didn't even realize you were in it. I will never. Becca recommended the book to me months ago, which is The Cult of Trump, and it's actually written by somebody who I had already been studying, Stephen Hassan, who was in a cult, and everything it's spot on. It's your friends, it's your neighbors. You will never think. You're probably talking to somebody right now who's in a cult. And by the way, if you don't think cults exist, ask anybody who's in a MLM, those pyramid marketing schemes.
Mm-hmm.
That's technically a cult.
Yikes.
Fighting TikTok right now.
I was just saying, and when because I was marking when he said, Tony, earlier, the younger generation, will they be immune to cults? I was like, Tony has clearly never been on TikTok.
I haven't.
TikTok is a cult within itself.
I haven't been on that.
Yeah.
Wow. Yikes.
I got Flying, Commitment, Field of Dreams. So yes, they will, because they are searching, they're looking, they will always be there. There will always be the commitment to be there. I also get Compassion. Oh, there's the other card I was looking for. Compassion and Spirit Guides. So what it'll end up looking like is these new age, it's going to be the same. Actually, no, I'm going to see what it's going to look like. It's just going to be greater taste, less filling. These new age groups, those are still going to be cults. They're still going to be here, and people will not think, oh, I'm not in a cult. I'm in this new age group. And the next thing you know, 3 years from now, you're on a Netflix documentary talking about, I did not know, and I let him touch my wee, and then I let him take my $1,000. And he was like, that's a true. It's called The Children of Buddha or something like that. Look it up. It's on the Netflix.
Wow.
They were paying this man for him to basically rape them, because as part of their cult, and none of them realized they were in a cult.
Mm-hmm.
And these were doctors, attorneys. So they'll still be here. It's just going to be new age and something.
Scientologists, some of the most powerful people in the world.
Exactly.
And people go into it for all these reasons, but the reason most people go in or get entrapped is because of love relationships. Love relationships or friendships, family relationships, those kinds of things, like you said, Adrian. And then they feel like the person that they're following has psychic abilities, and the way that person communicates with them touches something in them and hits a nerve. It triggers something in their brain or something in some sort of physiological way. And this person is the rainmaker for the upper world. They're like, you can follow me, I'll make it rain. You will never have to work another day in your life. You'll never have to be in the rat race. I can hook you up with the upper world. And because that person, I'm magical. This person is magical. So you follow that person, and half the time you don't, like you said, half the time you don't even realize you've been indoctrinated.
Sometimes a friend just goes, hey, do you want to go on a Buddhist retreat with me? And you trust the friend. You're like, hell yeah, I'll go on a Buddhist retreat, even though it doesn't have any directions. It tells you to lock the doors the moment you get there. And then you accidentally are in a cult for a whole weekend, and you have to bribe one of the guards to let you out so you can escape. True story.
You got out? That's what happened?
It was in a weekend. I had a friend invite me to a Buddhist retreat. I had known the friend for a long time, so I trusted, this will be great. And I was like, hey, I need to expand. I'm very touchy about sleeping with different people, not different people like sexually, but being in a camp and all this other stuff. And she's been going for years. I trusted her. And this is why I tell everybody has intuition. You have to trust it. The day before, I was like, I shouldn't do this. And another friend was like, oh, you're just being a wuss. You need to go. I'm driving to there. I'm like, I shouldn't do this. I get on the guard crowns and I'm like, I shouldn't do this. And I'll never forget, I walked up to it and I was late and I met this little guy, and I always call him. I wrote an article about it. It's published. I called the guy, absolutely. And I was like, am I in the right place? He went, absolutely. But he looked at me funny. And I was like, I should get in the car and turn around and leave. But it was like late. And I was like, I don't know where I'm going. I took 2 steps in. I said, I made the biggest mistake of my life.
Mm.
And
this isn't the same group who threw you out.
No, this is a different group. It was very interesting I knew from the beginning I didn't want to be there. And so I used my time to use it as a social experiment. And finally, I saw Absolutely again. Like, that was Thursday night. I saw him Saturday, and I said, "Hey, can you do me a favor?" Because my roommate, she hated it too, and we were just sitting there like, "We got to get out. The gates are locked." And I saw Absolutely. I said, "Can you do me a favor?" He goes, "Absolutely." I said, "Can you unlock the gate?" He said, "Absolutely." And I said, "Can you wait 15 minutes?" And he said, "Absolutely." And I said, "My friend, she's going to come. She's going to wait, and then she's going to drive after me. Can you let her out too?" He goes, "Absolutely." And he hugged me because he knew, because he just worked there on the grounds. And I was just like, "You just saved my life." And he went,
"Absolutely."
Yeah. That's why I tell people, like, don't have just whatever you think. These are not weak-minded people. This is not, you need to change your perspective of what you think a cult is.
Wow. That is cautionary tale.
It was awful. So somebody's like, "Hey, do you want to go on a Buddhist retreat?" No, thank you. Nah, bro, I'm good. Do you want to go meet your friends at this? Where is it? Is it at a church or some kind of center? No, I'm good. Don't worry about it. If it's not at a restaurant, don't worry about it. Nah.
So you had a guardian angel, and that was your one of your guardian angels, that guy.
He was. Because it was horrible. Like, we had to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. We weren't allowed to go to bed until after midnight.
They were, yeah.
A couple times a day. And so that's how I started to understand, like, this is how cults work. They starve you, they sleep deprive you. It was awful. It was just,
This is what you used your psychic abilities to get the hell out of there.
I ignored my psychic abilities because had I listened to them, my black behind would have never
been in there.
Yeah, but once you got there, they were like, let's go.
Once you got there, you didn't have
red light.
Like, my ancestors were like, "Honey, we've escaped off plantations. This ain't nothing. We're gonna get you out of here." Moses, carry me home. And
you better get that inner Harriet and get the hell out of here.
And that's what I learned. And that's when I have this saying now that I said, I may not have been Harriet Tubman, but I helped a lot of us. I helped the cause. Because I don't think to me, Harriet was Absolutely. And what I was the person who also helped some other slaves get to Harriet Tubman, who was Absolutely to help us get off.
So that inner Harriet came out. You got your friend out. You got you out.
And I had me and that lady, we had met at that camp, and we're still very good friends to this day. We talk.
Oh, so good. You guys went through the fire together. Speaking of fires,
there's 156 watching, so y'all make sure that you hit like and subscribe and all that good stuff. Help Tony's channel. The more you hit like, the more her channel is pushed up in YouTube. So make sure.
Up. Please. We're at 113.
Thank you. So what would Jesus do to all of the new temples that have been created in his name? I mean, you've got these very, very profitable temples that are using Jesus to bring in more and more money. So what would Jesus do? I mean, what would Jesus do to these temples?
Okay, I think there's not a table flipping moment coming. I think it's more of a teaching moment. I get release and recovery. There is Jesus was a teacher. A teacher is a traveling preacher. So this is a person who goes around to enlighten people, not just to throw the stone. So I think in particular age, it would be more along the lines of, we need to do this and not that. And that is the part where us on the outside of the church will have to save a seat for Mr. Jesus, because they're going to put him out. Because they're not interested in doing things his way. They're interested in doing things the profitable
their way. Yeah.
Because a church, I'm not saying that the pastor can't have a Cadillac SUV. I'm just saying that it would be nice if the people in the neighborhood had something to eat first.
Or
Then,
his aunt.
okay, take care of yourself because, as I said before, the tithe goes to take care of the church. So that is for the pastor and the lights and all that stuff. That's what it's for now. That's not what it was for then. But this is what they do to it now. The tithe goes into the church. So the pastor works for the church, so he gets a salary out of the tithe. They pay the light bill, water bill, and all that stuff. The offerings are just to pad the pocket. Now, what it was supposed to be was the tithe went to the community because the tithe was not money, it was crops. And so whatever you had, whatever you grew, if you had a cow, if you had carrots, whatever you got, take 10% of that and let's feed the orphans and the widows. Mm-hmm. And that's what that was supposed to be. And then the offerings can go to the church elders. That way that they can sustain themselves while they work for the community. So I think that would be some reteaching. That's what Jesus would try to do. A restructuring, I'll call it that. A restructuring of the church system and the system of divinity itself. But like I said, I'll save you a seat, Jesus, because they're going to put you out, bruh.
Yeah, you better save him a seat on the bus because the bus is the bus still running?
They're going to put you out, dude.
I don't think he'd get past the I don't know. It's just crazy. Let's see, what else do we have? Did you get anything, Adrian?
I did.
That?
So I laughed because Johnny, I saw chopped wood. And I immediately wanted it to be what I thought it was. And then I had to go back and look it up and realize it's not what I thought it was. Because I was like, oh, he would burn this mother sucker to the ground. And then I was like, oh, that's not what chopped wood means. It means like being grounded, humility, protection. Okay.
But it can still mean what you said.
Yeah.
Because chopped wood was once a mighty tree. Now it's a broom. So he would restructure and make sure that it's usable.
Yes. So hold that thought, because as petty as I wanted to be with this card, I was like, okay, well, that's not what it means. But then I pulled another card from another deck and it said cellular collapse. I was like, okay, that actually does probably mean chopped wood. Cellular collapse means that you have overextended something so much that it explodes. And not in a big bang way, but in a bad way, like you have killed yourself. So we have, I hate to say bastardized this, but that's kind of what it is. It has gone too far and it has now collapsed. And what it has turned into in many ways form is a dragon slayer.
Oh yeah.
Yep. The little shop of horrors.
A little shop of horrors. There's that.
Yeah. So, oh my gosh, the whole thing about organized religion is about stability and security, but it's not for the parishioners. It's for the pastor and his personal power. It's because he is the last word for the church, right? And the spiritual awareness that comes from being under that kind of, I don't know, under that kind of supervision or the, because a lot of people say that I have to go and talk to my pastor before I do this. I have to go and talk to my pastor before I make this decision. I have to go and talk to my pastor before whatever it is. And then you and the pastor, you make that decision together. And he knows all of your secrets. You know none of his, right? Or maybe you do. Maybe you know some. But it's, it's what's coming out is there's this abundance gathering. This person is just gathering money and resources so that they can live a comfortable life. And if you get something from the Bible, great. But mostly they're sacrificing spirituality for, I don't know, for whatever you get nowadays that's called church. I don't know. I don't know. So I have two more questions. And the first one is, will wars continue to plague the human condition? Or will we be able to find a way out of this thing that we are? Probably not, but wars. What is it good for?
Absolutely nothing. Say it again, y'all.
Um,
I'm going so bad. Thank you, Tony.
Good God, y'all.
I was like, somebody has to be singing it. Ain't nothing. Hey.
Ow!
Well, they continue. Oh, well.
I get message in a bottle and change in the wind. So this was very positive, right? But here's the problem with this message, though. You have to reach a divine consciousness to stop war. You have to reach a divine consciousness as a collective to stop war. Because war right now makes money, which is the root of all evil. So therefore,
Yes.
it's going to continue. We need to be mad at somebody for absolutely no reason. That way we can drop a napalm on your whole village and say you were all terrorists. And so if you reach divine consciousness, then yes, there will be a change in the winds. Because you would realize we're all on this together and there's no reason to fight and blah, 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 blah. Divine consciousness. God didn't put you here to shoot each other. So that's why there would then be no war. This is the spider and the spirit. The spider is meticulous. It plots. It does not chase prey down. It has to come to you. So there's a plot here and the spirit. This is unseen forces watch over you. So if you want war to stop, you need a divine consciousness. Otherwise, it's going to continue because greedy people like money and don't care none about human life. So,
Yep. As long as there's money, there will always be war because people want money.
Well,
but I thought I'd ask the question anyway. Even though
But we get the answer. You need to be divinely conscious.
Yeah, there are people who dream of that. Yeah. Did you get divine consciousness too?
No, what I got is the Ace of Pentacles. So there's always, because it's about money. War machines are expensive. But what's causing it is justice, though. What I find is very interesting is this entire reading was like the yin and the yang of this, right? So you've got at the base of this the devil. There's always some corruption, some greed, something they want to fight over. But then you've got the Nine of Cups at the crown, right? Almost in a way, not quite the antithesis, but the healing power, right? And you've got this burden. You've got this Nine of Wands being battle weary, but yet you're heartbroken. Which one is it? Which one do you want? And I just got cosmic prosperity. There's a way we can get through it and get around it, but it's almost inevitable in ways, because think about it, this is kind of how the universe started. It was not a war, but it was a war of energy. That's what the
Big Bang. Yeah,
energy does not dissipate, it just transfers. It transfers to humans, it's gonna transfer to other species. So it's like Johnny says, what do we do with that energy?
Yeah,
that makes the difference, that makes the change.
Wow. Yeah, that universal energy. That's what I got. That it's universal, and as long as we're in the physical body, it's what's going to plague us, because our dreams are about, well, not our dreams, but the people who like war. They dream of conquest. They dream of gaining land and money and riches and I don't know, guns, whatever. But the spiritual awareness about that is the only way we're going to stop. Like you said, Johnny, it's the only way we're going to stop wars. Money, 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 money. So our last question, what are 3 things that the human race can do, or as a human, what can we do to live a better life in the 21st century? It's a loaded question, and I honestly want to know because I want to do something really good in the 21st century before I die.
Let's see.
What 3 things can we do? I don't know if we can. I don't know.
Oh, Lord. There's that card we were talking about again.
Oh!
So,
Wow.
the baby card. Start something new. Never be afraid to start over if you need to. Never be afraid to be sort of reborn in a way. If your life is not where you want it to be, then that's your indication that you need to make some changes, even if they're small or whatever the case may be. If there's somebody standing in your way of your end goal, then that person's not a part of your journey. So, or they're not a helpful part of your, well, not necessarily, because sometimes resistance builds muscle. So they are the part of your journey that you are supposed to knock down. So if they don't get it, then that is you standing in your own power. You become a stronger person. Time to go means don't stop learning. Don't ever get to a point to where you think you know everything. Time to go means that where you are right now, there's nothing else for you. There's nothing else for you to learn. There's nothing for else you to get. Move on to the next thing. Don't ever stop learning. Don't be afraid to try something new. And this is Sea Glass. Your future is being rewritten. It is not over until it's over. Live every day one at a time. There's nothing in the future. What's in the past is in the past. So live one day at a time. Don't ever stop learning, and don't be afraid to try something new. That's what you can
That's
learn.
beautiful. I love that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that.
Awesome.
Adrian.
Stop trying to create abundance anywhere and everywhere. Abundance is within you. Connect root chakra. Everything you need is at your fingertips. In other words, stop being greedy. Everything you need is there. The love that you're looking for, that you seek, it's already there. It's within you. How do you tell the homeless man that he has all the financial needs that he has? That's kind of an oxymoron, right? Not really, because maybe the resources he needs are abundantly around him. Okay, so live in abundance because you have abundance. Okay, root chakra. Next, stop being so damn emotional. Sacral chakra. Your feelings are neither right nor wrong. They just are. So stop leading all the time with your emotions. Be flexible. Just breathe. Breathe. Don't let that mess own you. I almost had to write somebody up the other day because he clapped really hard at this lady on a call. And I said, why did you match her emotions? She already made herself look stupid by going off on you when you were in the right to begin with. Be flexible. Be fluid. You didn't need to clap back. And especially as a person of color, now you look crazy. Take a step back. Breathe. Be flexible. Do not let your emotions overrule you. You will be just fine. Get in the corner, eat a chocolate chip cookie, and just ride it out. You'll be fine, boo-boo kitty. And most importantly, life purpose, throat chakra. Live your life for you. Don't be a doctor because your parents wanted you to be a doctor. Don't go up and end up being a doctor and killing half the damn people in the hospital because you didn't want to be there. If you're in a job right now that does not fulfill your life purpose, maybe that's not the right career choice. Stack your ducats. Do what you need to do. Start taking some online classes at night so you can go do whatever it is that makes your heart happy. Live your life for you and not for others. There you go.
That's beautiful too. Oh, thank you. Mine is the first one is love more. Love more. Open that heart chakra and allow yourself to love, even if you don't feel like that person is worthy of love. Love them anyway because they need it. they need it more than they know. Love them. And second, be the witness to your own life. That is the only way you can learn how to be a better person, is to watch the person that you are. Be the witness for you, be the witness for life, be the witness for your government, whatever it is, be the witness and just, observe. And then three, try to stay out of conflict with others who don't agree with what say, feel, whatever. Just try your best to just be the witness and not be in conflict, because that takes away that loving spirit. So those are the three things that I came up with. And I love all of you. I love all of you guys. Thank you for being here. I am just so happy to have had you and you, Johnny, and you, Adrian, here, and all of you. I've been trying to look at the comments at the same time, but this is my first time, so I'm
It takes some practice. You'll get it.
so I'm freaking out a little bit.
Good.
But it's been so fun, and I tried to come up with the questions the burning questions that I have, and it's just been very enlightening and so much fun. Adrian, you are just, oh my God, girl, with the crickets. I love the cricket thing. You can come back and say that anytime.
That's my sister's phrase. So I can't steal crotch crickets, but that's. Thank you for having me.
Thank you guys for being here, and I'll see you soon. I guess we'll see you in the movies. Thanks, guys. We're going to end it now. Be sure to hit that like button, hit that bell, hit that, leave a comment. If this is in the replay, please leave a comment for me, because I'd love to hear what you have to say. So thank you. Everyone have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see each other soon. Okay, bye.